Hi, I'm Winter from Random Stupidity, and welcome to basically everything you need to know before Security Breach by GoldPikmin. Alrighty here. Got the setup ready. Watching it here on my phone. This whole video should turn out well in the end. I am going to start watching in 3, 2, 1.
So before I even begin, I just want to say that this is basically just a parody of a little mini-series of something else YT's videos where he recaps the Marvel movies, but I'm borrowing the formula for the FNAF games mostly because it seems fun. Second off, some of the things I'm going to be saying are not full-on confirmed, so I will try to use ambiguous words if something like that comes up. So in August 2014, we were met with Five Nights at Freddy's, a game about a dude named Mike Schmidt going to work as a security guard for a low-budget pizza place, faulty robots, and a criminal history. This place is named Freddy Fazbear's, as Mike literally fights for his life. Phone Guy tells us about things like how the robots don't move because of low-budget drawings, but the explaining detail, it's so good. Stuff like people dying, and then he tries to cover it up or whatever, and eventually, well, he dies. Mike stays all the way through the suggested 5 nights of the game's title, along with an additional 6th night for overtime, and a 7th night where he tries to tamper with the animatronics before getting fired for doing so. It's also worth noting that while working there, Mike hallucinates posters on the wall changing to news reports about the missing children's incident, a tragedy that supposedly, but not confirmed, occurred in 1985. Next would come Five Nights at Freddy's 2 just a few months later that same year. This game actually takes place during the dreaded year of '87 as we follow Jeremy Fitzgerald through his adventures in the new Freddy Fazbear's. This location features new animatronics that have advanced security features and more friendly appearances. As the nights progress, Phone Guy casually explains your job, why the monstrosity named the Mangle exists, and even explains why the decayed remains of the originals are walking around. Kinda. Oh yeah, and in between every night, there's like this cutscene in the FNAF 1 location where everyone looks like they're just about to take Freddy's wallet. Not sure what that's about. Anyway, once you hit the tail end of Jeremy's stay, Phone Guy says the building is in lockdown, and Jeremy's last shift for a while is going to be a kid's birthday in the day, and that somebody messed with a yellow suit that shouldn't have been touched. While attending that birthday, Jeremy would supposedly fall victim to the bite of '87 by the jaws of Mangle. During night 7, a man by the name of Fritz Smith tampers with the animatronics on his first day and gets yeeted out of Fazbear's for that, cause like, seriously, that's just not cool. Also, there's like this mini game where we see this purple guy like murder this kid.
I love how purple guy
we'll get back to that. Next in 2015, we would get Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and despite being known for being, well, relatively kind of lame, this game is actually super important to know about. A whopping 30 years after the first 2 games, Mr. No Name here is playing the role of a night guard in Fazbear's Fright, which is a horror attraction featuring this goddamn thing. So Phone Dude plays tapes of Phone Guy that basically explains
Zach is the perfect person to talk about
these called spring locks, aka the worst design choice ever. These things are ridiculously dangerous, and on later nights, Phone Guy, well, makes that very apparent. After each night, we go back 30 years or so and witness a different animatronic getting lured away by this thing called Shadow Freddy to an area that glitches them out, leaving them open to getting torn apart by William Afton, who is actually this purple killer guy. However, whatever his plan is here backfires because the ghosts of his victims shove him into this faulty spring-lock suit Phone Guy warned us about as he dies in a serious Saw movie-like trap. But those kids aren't passing on just yet. Their souls get scattered across the digital world of arcade machines as Shadow Bonnie breaks through all the games to gather them together and finally achieve peace and pass on. Fazbear's Fright burns down, but both No Name and William, or Springtrap, survives. Later that year, we would be graced with Five Nights at Freddy's 4. In this game, we go back to 1983 as we follow the adventures of the youngest man of the Afton clan, a child with no confirmed name to speak of as of the recording of this video. So, yeah, thanks. Not like there's actually that much to follow here. We kind of just see his terrible life with his terrible big brother, busy father, oddly empty room that looks like it would belong to a sister, but we're going to get to that later. And he's ultimately emotionally carried to his birthday by his psychic teddy bear, which I'm pretty sure is just a weird nanny cam that William made. Also throughout the night, he has nightmares about these horrific monstrosities trying to break into his room and kill him. Seriously, maybe someone get this kid some therapy or mental medication.
He would definitely need therapy.
Anything really? Come on. Anyway, things get real juicy after night 5 because this kid's asshat of a brother shoves his head into Fredbear, one of those faulty springlock suits Phone Guy talked about, and gets bitten in the bite of 83. After night 6, the kid flatlines and we literally never see him again, which is really odd considering some of the things we're going to be talking about later. Oh yeah, and after his apparent death, this thing named Nightmare appears, so maybe we should look into that a little more, just saying. Anyway, 2016 would introduce us to Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. The point in the series where they actually started getting really creative with the titles. We follow Mr. Eggs Benedict and his nights in Circus Baby's rental facility, or whatever the hell this damn thing's called. I really don't know. And his little quest goes on, some really odd things start happening. For one, the fun times start getting torn apart. 2, Benedict gets shoved in a goddamn springlock suit. Seriously, where do these things keep coming from? And Benedict is led into a trap. The fun times kill the technicians, scrapping them and conglomerate into Ennard with the plan to scoop out Benedict's organs and use him as a skin suit. A plan that actually succeeds for a little while before his body decays into a purple zombie-like state and forces Ennard out. A secret cutscene in the custom night section of this game reveals that Benedict is actually Michael Afton, William's son, who claims that he completed some kind of mission that Will sent him on, which was probably to get Baby out of the underground. Why, you ask? Well, that's part of the story that I actually haven't even covered yet. So in between each night, we get a little cutscene about this girl named Elizabeth, who is William's daughter and Michael's sister. And she is really excited to see Circus Baby, but William won't allow it. Now you may be wondering why. Well, when Elizabeth sneaks off against her father's wishes to see Baby, this actually leads to her demise because it turns out the fun times are frickin' killing machines. And it turns out that while Michael's been dealing with Circus Baby the whole time, it was actually Elizabeth.
Damn.
This girl just killed her brother. Before moving on, I would also like to point out that while not confirmed, I'm pretty damn certain that Michael is 1, the brother, it's basically all but confirmed on that one. But also, 2, I'm also fairly certain that he's Mike and Fritz from FNAF 1 and 2, trying to tamper with the animatronics to try and free the souls of the children. I also believe he's No Name from FNAF 3, because in this cutscene he says he's gonna go and try and find his father, and Next year in 2017, we would get Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, supposedly continuing the adventures of Zombie Michael, who's using a white mask, with the main goal to enact Paragraph 4. That plan is to gather 4 animatronics, that being Molten Freddy, the remains of Ennard after the Fun Times vote to kick Circus Baby off Total Drama Island, Scrap Baby, what becomes of Baby after she gets voted off Total Drama Island, the incredibly damaged corpse of William Afton still stuck in Springtrap, who is oddly different looking, and Lefty, an animatronic designed to lure and capture the puppet, who is an animatronic we saw back in FNAF 2, who I probably should have talked about more. Well, whatever. After building up a pizzeria to lure the 4 in with the temptation of kids to murder, Michael, with the surprise help of Henry Emily, former business partner and old friend of Williams, traps the 4 in a labyrinth and burns them all down. This brings down Elizabeth, Charlie, who is actually Henry's daughter. She's the one that William killed in that little minigame thing I mentioned before, and possesses the puppet. William himself, finally, Jesus Christ, he's died 3 times now, and whatever is keeping this thing alive. Oh yeah, and Michael and Henry as well. And with everyone we know being dead, you'd think that'd be the end of the story, but you're wrong. But before we move on, there's some other stuff that we need to uncover here. Like seeing Susie, who was apparently Will's first victim. Oh yeah, and on top of that, the names of all the missing kids. Well, most. There's also a game called Midnight Motorist, where we get to see what I assume to be a member of the Afton family sneaking off into the woods for some reason. I have my theories, but I'm keeping those to myself. And there's also Henry's notes and blueprints that basically explain in a little more detail how Remnant is the substance that keeps animatronics and their possessors alive and moving. Okay, so next up, 2018 did give us Ultimate Custom Night, and despite technically being filler game and not really on the main series, this still offers more important points. This game is basically just William's soul being tortured in hell for all eternity by Cassidy, who is one of William's victims who is overly obsessed with revenge, to the point where even one of her own manifestations tries to get her to stop. But she won't listen. She's also one of the two other than Charlie that we didn't see on these damn gravestones. There's also these two very weird parody anime things. There's this High School Toy Chica one, which is like super weird, but is also a symbol for William luring away the kids of the missing children incident to kill them. And there's also Bear of Vengeance or something like that, which is basically a knock on Henry always trying and failing to catch William for years. Anyway, back on the mainstream, lastly we have 2019 giving us Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted and its Curse of Dreadbear DLC. I know the DLC is mostly non-canon, but there's still some things that are important here. So with everyone we know being dead, we're following a new person as they go through the Fazbear virtual experience, which is something that Hand Unit, the tutorial guy from Sister Location who gave Michael that dumbass name, tries to explain, but we just don't trust that shit for 1 second despite the fact that we play along. So as we play games based on various events from the previous games, including the nightmares, which have absolutely no reasonable explanation for being here.
Very true.
Like at all, our character here finds these tapes. As they're collected, this ugly-looking idiot named Glitchtrap, who, just by the name you can probably guess who he's connected to, gets closer and materializes more. This gets to the point where collecting all of them causes him to attack you in an attempt to steal your body. And despite Tape Girl telling you how to defeat him, what she tells you doesn't even seem to work. One last thing about the main game here is that despite most of the little mini-games being irrelevant, Pizza Party, the final hard mode level, has an important ending that is actually kinda sickening. In this minigame, you play as one of the missing children, presumably Gabriel, and we witness William in Glitchtrap's suit lure this kid away and stuff him into Freddy's suit. And then came the DLC, which, while mostly irrelevant, gave us something that was important. By breaking the limits of Corn Maze, you can find the mask of someone named Vanny, who is a follower of Glitchtrap and plays a major role in the upcoming security breach. This leads me to believe that the person we're playing as in Help Wanted is actually Vanny trying to put Glitchtrap together on purpose just to get him out of the game so he can command her and help her follow in his footsteps of murder. And that's basically everything you need to know before a security breach. Before I end off though, I know damn well that if this video actually becomes popular for some reason, that someone is going to mention the Mrs. Afton is Ballora theory. And the reason I didn't mention this at all is because I just really don't think that's true. Granted, I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying
nothing's
I
impossible
really
in the
just
FNAF
think
universe
Ballora
at this point.
is a robot. But speaking of things that I might be wrong about, chances are that my dumbass probably got something wrong or missed something that is somehow the most important thing to this storyline ever.
Never know.
So when that happens, there will basically be a pinned comment down below that will basically list corrections to stuff I got wrong or missed, and I may even do like a short second part or something covering those. But anyway, this was basically everything you need to know before a security breach, and I'll see you all another time. Goodbye, everybody.
Well, there you have it. I can see this video becoming, like, very popular. But, that was a pretty good, like, rundown of literally everything you should know before a security breach. And my God, I tell you, me and Zach are most likely, if everything works out, we're going to play security breach on Cringe O'Clock. He might just play it on his channel. I don't know. That's for future stuff. But, yeah. There was my reaction to this. I guess that's about it. I am Winter from Random Stupidity, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.